So you saw Harley there. He had 2 masks, 2 headphones. The rest of America is doing it right now, so we recommend that you just be safe. We don't want anything on this video to offend you. So be careful and be safe. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to show you installing the Metalcloak on the passenger side of that Harley's Rubikidd. So you know we have Metalcloak fender flares, and the first thing that you have to do is remove these well nuts. Well, most people recommend, they show drilling them, and I'm going to tell you that from my experience, drilling well nuts out doesn't go that great. You're dealing with well nuts are hardened just like a nut or a bolt, and you'll smoke some drill bits. I'm not saying you can't do it, but you're further off. Throwing some bed sheets up. My recommendation: grab them for your mom or your wife. Now don't use yours, but use the ones out of the guest bedroom. I mean, you got to be smart about this. Throw them in the wash machine after you're done. Don't be getting them too hot to where you're burning holes in. They'll know what you did then. But either way, you're not going to lean into it with a grinder. You're just going to slightly grind that well nut and take it down. Harley will show you as I'm doing it. Alright, so I'm going to bring it up again. Harley said I've already mentioned this, but check the back edge of this. Just run your hand across it to make sure that there's nothing sticking up. Right there. We got one right there, and we got one there. It's sticking up. So let me grab the file. Here's what it is. Sharp. But I don't think the camera's going to pick it up, but alright, you barely have to touch it. Come on in here. Check this out. See the little spot right there? I already knocked it down. Now that's metal, so we'll touch that up with something. Now, why am I showing you this? The reason is we scratched the other side of our tub, and that got us thinking about undercoating. We were already kind of questioning whether or not we should undercoat it. We actually put that in another video, but yeah, make sure you double check the back side of these for high spots of the metal. I don't know where it comes from, but it's not the undercoating, and you don't want this, especially if you go the route of not undercoating. That's going to be up there sitting there digging into your paint, so it'll start rusting there pretty quick. Okay, so you're going to have 2 holes up here, and we're going to need to knock them out for 2 bolts. Now these are actually put in there exactly where they need to be. Let me hold it up. Let me grab the backer. So you hold the backer up. See, it lines up to those 2 holes perfectly. Just like that. So use a 3/8 drill bit. In our case, it's going to be a 3/8 Christmas tree. I taped it off so I don't go any further than that. Oh, has this got a hammer drill mode?
I guess it does.
Yeah, there we go.
Trying to figure out why it's so loud.
I know. Alright, guess I'm going to need 2 of them. So that's pretty much it, and that will give you your location. So I'm going to run a couple nuts onto them, and yeah, that will get us all located where to go. So we're going to mount this thing, and so that means we're going to have to drill this thing out. I pencil it up real good. Now you're going to notice some of these. Check this out. There's no way about it. This one and this one over here,
Same. Yeah.
it's not going to be fun. Especially this one won't be too bad, but this one right here, it is what it is. I come in with a yawl and give myself a center point. Open it up with maybe an 1/8 inch drill bit, something like that, and then come back through with the Christmas tree. Alright, so that was the last one there. For that, switch to the Christmas tree. You say, why don't you start drilling with the Christmas tree right off? Well, the Christmas tree has a tendency to walk. So, step drill, whatever you want to call it. There's one, you're going to have two down here. So, this guy right here is not going to be too fun. Check it out. I don't care what. Here, I don't know if you can see it right there.
Yep, I can see it.
So this is what I found out with a Christmas tree that you can't do. You know what? Let me finish drilling my other ones and then we'll come back and do these. Perfect. So it's just been my experience that these step drills, it's not, either way, I use them all the time. I think they're awesome, and there's things that I'm able to accomplish with these step drills that sometimes I have trouble doing with a normal drill bit, such as these right here. It's just very difficult, and I don't feel like dragging out a carbide bit and throwing metal shavings everywhere. So, all right, so I need to upsize these 4 holes to the next size larger than 3/8. Now, if you go on Metalcloak's website and pull up your fender flare, and there's a link on there that will lead you to installation. Now, I gotta tell you, it's not the easiest thing to understand, because they lump YJs, CJs, and TJs in all together, and they give different symbols for the different bolts. And don't they contradict themselves?
Yeah.
In there, they contradict themselves in there. I think between the instructions and them. So you're gonna have to figure it out a little bit. This is what we figured out: 3/8 for all these, and then you step it up one size for these 4, and those actually are the ones that mount the actual flare, not the backer. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, for the CJ, YJ, and TJ, they have like a grid sheet with like the different designs overlaid, and then the lettering and the numbers, and it's very confusing.
All right, so we're gonna step up these 4 right here. You know what? I better put the light down. Here's one of these that are weirded out. Okay, easy enough.
It's kind of an oval shape instead of an O.
Nice. We are good. We're gonna clean up. We're gonna go in there and clean up the back side because there's burrs sticking out, and it's really important that you get those burrs out of there. Yes, why is it so important? That's the first place it's going to rust. So I'm gonna go in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use a carbide bit. Oh, that's pretty much the carbide bit right there I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna lightly hit it on the inside, knock all those burrs off, and then we will undercoat it. Okay, What do you think of the Metalcloak fender flares?
Pretty good. These are the 4-inch, and my Jeep is
so this is a 4-inch extension here, so you can get this in 4, 6, and 8.
Mm-hmm. And 12 if you put two of them together. But either way.
Nice. What's your offset on your wheels?
Negative 38,
okay.
And these are 35s.
Okay, and what's the width of your axles?
I don't know.
I think they're 60.5. They're aftermarket axles, but I believe stock width. That's what we kept. That's the profile, negative 38 with 4-inch Metalcloak flares, and the only thing you're concerned about is what?
Rocks being flung and hitting the door. But I don't think we'll have too much of an issue with that.
I think he'll do pretty good because these this is really open lugs, and typically the tires that throw the most amount of lugs are the ones that have tighter lugs to where they can pinch it, get up to speed, and throw it. So these are Yokohama Geolanders. All right. Oh, stainless steel hardware. Make sure you anti-seize them for gulling of the threads. Got to do that. And the little vial that they send with it is not enough. Go buy yourself a big jug. If you're into 4x4, you need the big jug of anti-seize for thread lubrication, because you're going to be pulling these things back and forth, apart for maintenance.
Yep.
All right, we're out.